What's up, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of The David Lopez Show, presented by Passion Park Entertainment. You already know what's going on, everybody. I'm excited to be back. I apologize for no episode last week. But if you put this in a time capsule and people who are listening to this years down the road, they probably will not notice that there was no episode last week. But for those of you keeping up as we keep moving, I would like to apologize for that. The reason for it is that I was just really focused on getting ready for the show that I had this past weekend. And I really tried to finish up the album and get some stuff done. So it was a really music heavy week. I didn't do any interviews. I really didn't work on video stuff. I was kind of just recording and writing. And I'm pretty happy with the work that I did last week, actually. And I like some of the records that I made. And I even performed some of those records. So before we get into this awesome episode, it's an amazing interview, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. I want to talk about this weekend's show. So on Saturday, I performed at Martyrs, which is a famous, kind of like a rock soul venue that's in Chicago. Beautiful spot, man. It's like down the street from where I live, so that was really convenient. I don't think they do much hip hop, but I got booked because it was like a cross genre show, and like I mentioned before, my friend Colin, who's been on the show, his band Red Ransom tore it up. They're super talented. But the show was great, man. I want to say thank you to everybody who came out. The energy was incredible. I wrote this on Instagram, but it was one of my favorite sets for sure. It was like we did like 50 minutes, basically an hour. I did some stuff with just my DJ RPM, some stuff with just my guitar player, some stuff with both. We did a mix of old stuff, new stuff. I did every single album. I did stuff off So Much More, off Preacher Son, off Direct Deposit, and off So Much More too. I did I did 5 songs that are off So Much More too. 3 that are brand new, that are unreleased, and then obviously the 2 Circles and Late Nights that are already released. Those are the first 2 singles off the album. Man, and I thought it went really well. Of course, people usually don't come up to you after a set and talk shit. Everybody came up to me and gave me some love. But it just seemed really genuine. I was really, really focused on being present on stage. Not that I'm not normally, but sometimes you can notice other things, like people didn't show up, or you mess up a couple bars or some shit like that. You mess up a couple words on stage. I'm kind of past that. I don't really worry about messing up some words, but I was really focused on just being present and being there and letting whatever happen. And it literally turned to be the most at home I felt on stage. It just felt like I was chilling, hanging out with everybody. I liked, we did some acoustic songs. We sat down just on some stools and just calmed it down after I was jumping around for Fuck With This and shit. And it was just a great at home vibe, man. So once again, I want to say thank you to everybody who came out and supported. I want to say thank you to Martyrs for having us. Thank you to Red Ransom, to Jackercise, and then to RPM and Joey, my crew. We were in the green room before the show talking about, I said, well, there's a couple interesting conversations, but first I said all right, how many bars do you guys think I'm going to mess up? Jokingly, but also true, because I just know how this shit goes, and you'll mess up a couple. You can never anticipate how out of breath you're going to be for those first 2 songs. You can run all week. You could never anticipate how out of breath you're going to be for those first 2 songs. I can't even explain it. And everybody was like, no, you can't think like that. You're not going to fuck up any bars. And my thought process was, no, you have to think that way. Because now I'm getting to the point where I have to be like, it's okay. I'm going to mess some shit up. Whoever's here at the show is going to get to see a show that nobody else has saw, and you're going to enjoy it in a different way. And I'm not going to mess it up severely. I know these songs and these words where I can just keep going. But I'm open to the idea that not every word's gonna be said perfectly. Everything's gonna be it's gonna be done differently. Sometimes the cadence is a little bit different when I perform it compared to how it was on the track. So I told, and then I said on stage to my friend when I was up there, I was like, I told you there's gonna be a couple of bars we fucked up. And then also I was having the conversation actually with Colin and Joey in the red room when I was just going over the first line. I'm sure my other musician friends and artists that are listening could relate to this, but whenever you go on stage, before every show, it's the nightmare you could have is that you forget the first word, the first line, the first 2 bars or whatever. So you're just I'm literally just going. I opened up with Circles, so I'm just in the green room waiting to go up. I'm just been on deck, now it's time to bet. Been on deck, now it's time to bet. been on deck. Now it's time to bat. Because those are the first bars of the verse of Circles. And I just feel like once you get those first bars, you're flowing. You're good. You're good. You're going through it. But you got to get those first words right. And we were like, if you fuck those first words up, your whole set's right. Fucked up. I don't know, because I can't remember if I've ever fucked the first couple words up. I'm sure I probably have. But man, I loved performing. I love being on stage. I really am looking forward to booking some more dates. The album is pretty much done. It's not turned in yet. There's some little tweaks I got to do here and shit. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be performing as much as I can in these next couple months and summer and stuff. I'm really gonna try to get at it. So I'm really excited and grateful and optimistic. You know, moving forward, I feel really positive about where my creative space is at. All right. There should be, so moving on from that, there should be some more news coming forward with some of the film projects and stuff that we're working on, so much more. And direct deposit, I have some news probably to share with those things and some support that I'm going to need from you guys to keep helping those move in the right direction. But I will keep you posted on that. I don't want to share too much. But like I said before, I've been submitting both those projects in the festival circuit. You get no's, but you're hoping for yeses, and there's maybes, and there's things, and you just never know. And you just want those projects to get in more people's eyes. You want more people to see them. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Excited. All right. Well, let's move on to what's going on for today's interview. So this is one of those awesome occasions where, like the last one with Lexi and Snag, I basically am meeting this person on camera. It was the first time we ever met. Rize the Rebel is the name of our guest this week. He's a Chicago artist, hip-hop MC from the South Side, and he hit me up on social media and was like, he was a fan of the show and liked what was going on and, you know, wanted to be a part of it. And I was really happy he did. He just released his debut, or he's tomorrow, so the 20th is the release party for his debut project. I got to listen to it already. It's really good, man. I'm not saying this just to be nice because he's on the show or anything like that. Like literally, like you'll hear me talk in this interview. Like clearly, I know the project because I listened to the whole thing right before he came, and he's a talented dude, really good talk. Like. He was open and vulnerable about some things that he's been going through, and we talked about music a lot and his come up. And I'm definitely gonna try to stay in tune with him. We were talking about trying to collab on some event stuff, hopefully some music because he's really talented. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to letting you guys hear this interview. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you support him. Go follow him on Instagram, follow him on Twitter, follow him on Facebook, all that stuff, and check out the new album, check out the new project. Like you're gonna, if you're a hip hop head, if you like some lyrics, you like some real shit. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. I really think so. I think this kid's got he's not a kid, he's a man, but I think he's got a future in this shit, like for real. Not that whatever. Sometimes I feel funny saying that, but because like it's not like I'm saying that from a plateau or from a level that's above. I'm literally just saying it as a fan almost. Like I just really like his shit, and I think it could keep moving forward. So that's enough of that. Without further ado, I want to turn you guys over to this awesome interview. Please enjoy my conversation with Rize the Rebel. All right, cool. Yeah, no, I like the Sox. I mean, I cheered for them like growing up. Sometimes it was always cheaper to go to Sox games, right? So like I always enjoyed that. But yeah, I should get something in here. This is kind of just things I've acquired from games and shit. You know what I mean? Okay. Like that Dreamville thing, that's like my favorite because that's Dreamville right there. But I got that when I went to South by Southwest a couple years ago. Oh yeah. Yeah. You performed there? I did like the non-official showcases. Okay. You know how they have have you ever been there? No. It's a fun time. I suggest if you ever go. But it's like I did just a regular bar on the side, but it was cool. Okay, it was cool though. Yeah. Well, dude, thanks for coming. Yeah. Thanks for coming over, man. Thanks for having me, man. Absolutely, dude. I appreciate it. I listened to your album the whole thing right to this morning. Oh, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Congratulations on the album. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoyed it, man. Yeah, you like it? Yeah, no, I really did. Favorite song? The one with not before, but other side. Other side. I think that. Well, I don't know about favorite. I mean, it's hard, on a first time listen. I don't want to say favorite, but I really liked that. Okay, appreciate it. Because hold on, I got it right here. That's the one with that sample, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got the headphones on. I forgot. But yeah, no, I really like that, dude. It's fucking. I really like the vibe of it. That's kind of it's the style of music I listen to. It's the style of music I listen to. It's kind of rap. I appreciate it. Absolutely, dude. So since we're literally meeting on camera, we don't really do anything too formal. But what's up? This is Rize the Rebel. So welcome to the David Lopez show.
Yes,
I want to learn everything about you. This is going to be just basically like, let's learn who you are. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm Rize the Rebel. I'm a hip hop artist from the south side of Chicago. Man, I grew up listening to hip hop, man. The crazy thing is, like, my first album that I ever bought, I can remember, it was like my fourth grade birthday.
Really?
It was the Game.
Oh, which one?
Documentary.
Damn, so I'm older than you, dude.
Yeah.
You were in fourth grade when the documentary came
out?
Wait, because what year was that?
2004.
Oh, yeah. So I guess I was in, well, you were in fourth, so I was in 8th grade because I'm 28. So
right.
I'm a couple years older than you.
Yeah, I'm about to be 24 the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So.
Dude, that's a great album. The Game, so at that point in my life, my three favorite rappers were The Game, Lil Wayne, and Young Jeezy.
That's crazy.
Those are my three favorite rappers at that time.
Yeah, so The Game is really the reason why I'm into music, which is funny now because I'm a huge J. Cole fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But every time The Game drops something, I always listen because he was the reason why I even started writing.
I really loved him like early on.
Yes.
I mean, like when 50 found him and shit, like that was like
he was
the
dope.
West Side Connection days, like that shit.
Yeah,
oh,
it was dope.
What's the mixtape before the album that they sold in stores? I can't remember. It was
The Game.
Yeah, was it called West Side
I think it was called The Documentary. He had This Is How We. It was like 5 songs on there, right? He had This Is How We Do on it.
But before like the real documentary, because the documentary had like
This
was like a full length album, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I think he had a project before. Either way.
Yeah. I started writing. And then so on and so forth. Like I started.
Well, you started writing back then? Like,
right.
So
poetry.
So that was gonna be like the first thing I was gonna ask was when did you start making music?
Sir,
so you started writing poetry when you were
I started off as a poet. I wasn't into the music like as far as like going to the studio, but I was doing open mic.
Yeah.
Night, especially in college, I was big on poetry. Like I was really every open mic night, traveling to ISU from Lincoln. And I was just doing all the open mic nights. And
so I want to get to, because I actually did see that you went to Lincoln. So I want to get. Yeah. Let's work our way up this way. But so you started writing like poetry like in grade school.
Yes.
Did you ever perform any of your poetry in grade school?
Not in grade school.
Okay.
Not in grade school.
So like, did you tell people that you did it? Like,
yes, I told people to do it. We actually, I had this little writing class in school, and she let us go to the auditorium and perform our poetry.
Oh, really?
That was
That's
dope
sweet,
about
dude.
it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. If I ever meet her today, I'll definitely tell her thank you.
Yeah. That's a super cool thing just to have that like outlet. Because like I wasn't doing this back then anyways, but I don't think my school had anything like that. I never thought about that shit. Like,
yeah.
Excuse me, Jesus. So that's cool. So then in high school, you were still just doing poetry? Or when did it turn into music? Like,
I turned to music in college.
Okay.
So I went to my first studio session. I think when I was 19 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was just.
But you had already been writing
off
music,
beat, right?
Yeah.
Right. I was off beat and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it took some growth, and before the art. You know what I mean?
Well, so I think it's interesting because I kind of started making music where I was like writing. Actually the first thing I wrote was a poem too, but like I wasn't like not experienced at all, just like whatever.
Right.
So I like the thing about writing when you're married to the words without ever doing it on a beat.
Right.
That's what I had to get used to now is not being married to my words or whatever.
Exactly.
Because when you like, I know exactly what you mean. Like,
and then with poetry, it's like people gonna feel it regardless.
Yeah.
Like it's poetry. It's poetry. Like I'm coming out here. I'm coming on stage and I'm sharing to you my feelings.
Yeah.
And they gonna feel it. Like with music, they like they gonna say it's trash. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
you know
it's easier to like, it's more polarizing, I guess.
Right.
Music.
Yeah.
And poetry, it's so easy to just like even. Like not even to say, like even if a poem isn't great, I feel like people can still be like,
exactly.
No, it was a poem.
It
was
was
expressing
poem.
himself.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, well, it's not gonna be like that shit whack as fuck.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
At least not usually.
Right. Like usually. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So then, what was the first your first song you made? Do you remember it?
Oh man, what was it called? Man, I think it was just a freestyle.
But was it just for yourself, or did you share it with people?
Yeah, I shared it with people. I shared it with my family. My first rap. And it was actually okay. You know what I mean? But as I was trying to grow, you go through them growing pains.
Yeah,
that's what I call them growing pains in the middle. My first song was actually okay. You know what I mean? It was to a J. Cole type beat. I remember.
Yeah. That's funny.
That was dope.
And then what, you feel like that one really worked out, and then you just had to like go through it.
Yeah, I had to go through ups and downs. Like, I had a lot of horrible songs. You know?
Dude, I mean, I totally feel that way. I actually, The reason I asked like if you released your first song or if you let people hear it is because like I did release my first song like, right back in the day. I took it off like later because it was like because of I think I did it over a Drake beat. But anyways, I almost part of me is like if I would have just got all that stuff out of the way without really releasing it, you know, I could have just like shaped it. But I don't because what happens is at least I felt in my opinion for my case it was like. All my friends who like when I was just starting to make music like had heard that stuff and they were probably just like he's all right, he's probably just going through something, whatever. So if I would have held that close and then released the stuff when I started getting good, then I just feel how like they view you differently.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Now I'm in the midst, like, cause I got my studio at home.
Yeah.
Now I don't like, you know, you send your songs to the homie. What you think about this? I don't do that no more, cause it sounds way different when it get mixed. Yeah. You can fall in love for the unmastered version, and people don't realize that's not really the tempo is off, and this is off.
Everything,
this is off.
Everything.
Everything is off.
Effects
is off.
Especially
but when
who
it get
don't
it
listen.
mixed, exactly. But when you get it mixed, it's like you're gonna have a different feeling. You know what I mean? So that's why I stopped doing that with this. Now that I'm working on my next one, I stopped doing it.
I like that. That's a kind of realization I had to come to too. Is you know what I stopped doing that thing where like if I'm on Facebook or Twitter, if I ask like, yo, y'all want to hear a new song or something like that. Right. I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but I kind of stopped doing it because my intention, because it was the same thing, is like, why ask my friends if they like it? If I want it, I have to make it so like I'm making the music for me anyway.
Exactly.
Like I'm doing this for me.
I'm not doing it for you to like it.
And I want to share it with you.
You know what I mean? I just want to share it with you. Exactly. I feel that.
I like that. We're on the same page.
Yeah, I feel that. Because that's exactly how I feel. I was like, I'm too worried. Like, if you get too worried about these people like you got to realize it's 2.7 million people just in Chicago. Like, you can't share that with your inner friends and base your music on if they gonna like it, because they might not. But it's gonna be 100,000 people that might. Dude,
absolutely. It's like when you have a show and I do this all the time. I just tweeted about this because I had a show this weekend.
Right. I actually saw that too. I actually saw the pictures. It was nice, man.
Thank you very much. You always notice some of the people that don't show up that you wanted to show up.
Right.
I'm like, but I'm really like making an effort to value everybody who did show up. You know
right.
What I mean? Like,
yeah.
That is what's important.
That's important.
It's the people who do show up and the people who show up like consistently and stuff like that. Those are the ones you got to remember.
Exactly.
It is hard though in those early shows when you're performing for I performed for 5 people. I performed for like little crowds and big crowds. So I mean. It's hard to remember those perspectives, but it's important.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I about to say about the? I can't remember. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. This is a thought I had. It was like if you don't think the way that we're thinking, whereas the music's for yourself, and sometimes not necessarily that you're trying to get rich off it, but you're trying to blow or you're trying to pop or whatever it is, like that question comes up where people are like, all right, well, when is it gonna be up? Like, how long are you gonna do this for? You know, right. And like when you think about it, like at least the way that we're talking about it, I feel like that question doesn't make any sense.
It don't even make sense.
Yeah,
it don't make sense.
Like I've literally had friends who don't do this who would be like, yeah, but like how long you think you're gonna do this for? I'm like, that question's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant because I love doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm also a big fan of music. You know what I mean?
Me too.
And I love doing what I do. You know what I mean? It makes me happy. Making music makes me happy.
That's what I say. Is like I feel like the best version of myself when I'm creating.
Exactly.
Like if my brain is like occupied that way, like I just feel like a better version of myself. So like that question doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You can't worry about that.
No, those are the people who I feel like those are the kind of artists though that stay around that can be relevant. You can be relevant for a long time because you just
Yeah. Just imagine how many people like from Chicago told Juice WRLD no.
Yeah, right.
Just imagine that.
He's a crazy story. I mean, to be honest, I didn't know who he was until like those records started to blow a little bit. Like I didn't know them.
Can you imagine how many people told him no? You know what I mean? Like he beat out the Carters on the Billboard. Like, isn't
that crazy? Yeah.
That's amazing. Like imagine how many he got colorful dreads and just imagine how many people told him no.
I know.
Before Lucid Dreams.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
Crazy. That's crazy. That bullshit with that sample stuff is crazy. Like they're so like not giving any leeway on that at all.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's crazy. But I mean he's had a lot of success from it. So
That's good.
Yeah, we got a lot of big artists, man, going crazy right now. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. Who's like your favorite artist? Like who inspires you the most? I know you said The Game, but like who else? You mentioned
inspires me the most. It actually changed for inspiration. It changed. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when I want to get inspired, I listen to Cole always number one. I always can go back to Cole.
You watched last night? That was a great performance.
Yeah. I saw it on Twitter actually because I was at work, but I actually was looking at it. It's dope.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, if you've seen him live before, that's how he does. He's just a great performer.
It's dope. He's dope. But like Cole is always the go-to. You know, now I like West Side Boogie. You know what I mean? Big Sean. I'm a
Yeah.
huge Big Sean
Yeah,
fan.
Big Sean's dope.
Yeah. Who else? Man, Pete, you might laugh at me to Pink.
No, that's okay. That's interesting. I like a
Man,
left field.
cause she hard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she get that message and like, man, she's so dope to me.
That's awesome.
Pink is amazing.
But I like that to have like a left field, like a out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
Like
You listen to Pink,
inspiration.
man.
Yeah.
You gonna get some pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially you gonna get it from her. Like
I can't say that I've like listened to her whole catalog and gone through it like that.
Right,
but I
right,
definitely
right.
know some of her records. I've actually, funny enough, seen her live like
Yeah.
way back in the day.
oh man.
Because she was at like the B Bash or some shit. Like one
Right.
of the first concerts I ever went to, and I remember she was performing. I think she did like an acoustic set or something.
Right,
She was just
man.
chilling.
She's
But,
dope.
yeah,
she's
super
amazing.
talented.
She's an amazing
Yeah.
artist. Like, and that's an artist that people don't give enough
She can
credit
dance on
to.
ropes and shit. You saw that shit where she was like
Man.
hanging in the sky.
Bro,
like,
she's dope, man. And I like and of course Chance the Rapper, man.
yeah,
Of course him.
Right. Chicago,
Yeah.
baby, Chicago. Yeah, he's got a new album coming out in July.
Yeah,
Should be
I
dope.
heard.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, right? No kidding. Well, yeah, well, he had those like batch of songs come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. So, all right. So we go through high school music. You started making music in college. That's right.
Right.
19. So, so you're 24 now. So, is this your first body of work that you've released?
First body of work.
Okay.
Um,
Did you make any mixtapes or anything like that? You were just
no.
doing singles.
this
kinda?
actually is a mixtape.
Okay.
I'm just
eyes.
really, yeah, you know how it goes. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, that line is so.
It's the line is thin, but it's really what I feel
But
like
it's
now,
original music.
Right, it's original
Yeah.
music. Right now, I feel like it's really what the artists want to call it. Like, I realize Ye dropped a 7-song album.
Yeah.
People normally call that an EP.
Yeah, well, is it longer than 30 minutes or whatever? Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
Because that's like, I think it's like 7-song, 30 minutes is like the
Right.
EP rule.
Right.
But the only reason I guess I would distinguish it in an album is because it's all original.
It's all original.
Like when I said mixtape, I'm thinking to myself like,
you gonna
did you
have
rap
some
over some
freestyles.
others?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Yeah. that's dope.
like how they just re-released So Far Gone.
Yeah.
That's so dope. And that was basically an album, but Say What's Real is over the Kanye beat.
Yeah.
So like they had to get that cleared.
Exactly.
Which was hilarious when the Kanye and Drake beef. And he was like, it started because he wouldn't clear it.
Who's you like better?
Well, like whose music do I like better?
No,
or?
I'm saying which Say What's Real.
Oh, I always I loved Drake's.
Yeah, me too.
But then like I guess I didn't even like pay attention to Kanye's song of it until like later like, after I went to it, and it's great.
Yeah.
But I know all the words to the Drake song.
Yeah,
so, like
that's
I
how it
just
was.
like I actually have a song on my album where I say because I just see my ex girl staying with my next girl staying with the girl that I'm fucking right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious that So Far Gone just came back out because now kids will probably think that I just stole that line from him right now. But it's like old. It's like I remember that from growing up.
So so Before the Art is a mixtape. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah, it's a mixtape. So
I mean, but either way, it's a body of work.
it's a
And
body of
it's
work.
like 12 songs, right?
12
I mean,
songs.
it's and it definitely takes you through like a body of work. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you go up and down.
and that's what I was going for.
Yeah,
like, to give it a certain type of feel. Like this tape.
For your first body of work, first off, you were patient enough to wait long enough to actually do a body
Exactly.
of work. I did not have that patience. I was
Right.
doing, I thought I'd made a mixtape right away, and I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck was I doing? But
Right.
but it's really good, dude.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much.
Absolutely. So what have you you released it last week, right?
Right.
14th?
Yeah. But I wanted to make sure that they get out. With the streaming platforms. Like our first one got pushed back, and I wanted to make sure that it was out before the listening session. But the official date that it's dropped is February 20th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing, like a release party for it?
Yeah, a listening session. Man, you should slide through too.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna be honest. Wait, February 20th is that?
Wednesday, 8 to 11.
Oh wait, no, I think I can come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope. That's
Okay.
dope.
No, for some reason I was thinking it was this weekend. No, I think I can
Yeah,
come.
it's 8 to 11 on the Wednesday.
I like it.
Yeah,
Where are you doing it?
At the Inglewood Brandon store. It's just east of Ashland on 63rd.
Is it like a pop up shop or?
Yeah, a pop up shop. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Clothing store.
Yeah, I like those kind of listening parties. My friend did his at like a pop up shop like that. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. So the reason why the time was so long, I was working and then I had health issues. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? What?
Yeah. Depression and anxiety.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
So I had to slow down, work on my health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta focus on yourself. That's
Yeah.
the most
So
important part.
yeah. But that's how songs like "Trial by Fire" got created.
Yeah, dude,
You know?
that's the closing song, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
great.
yeah. That's how songs like "Trial by Fire" get created. You know what I mean? And also other side. You know what I mean? Like so many people traded on me. Don't never say you print like just thinking like everyone was against me and they wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I think the best artists are generally like more keen to emotions and more sensitive to a certain extent anyways. Like I feel that way about myself a lot of times. Like, yeah, like if I'm like say my girl fucking around, she's like, stop being sensitive. I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's a joke. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, but that's the reason I can write these songs. Like,
right, man. And I get that from my girl a lot. Like, man,
like, stop being so sensitive.
Yeah, but she don't know. Like that's hard. I wish I can. You know what I mean? It's hard.
It's. I think Russ. You know the artist Russ. You know,
yes. Amazing artist.
Yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of it. And well, the one thing he said something to the same effect of like, you guys berate me on social media and talk shit about me, and you expect me not to be sensitive to these things, even though I'm making these songs that clearly are sensitive. Like, how else do you expect me to make these songs? So then, of course, I'm going to be sensitive to these issues. Exactly. And that makes so much sense to me.
Exactly.
It's like, of course, he might come off as bitter when 500 people are talking shit to him on Twitter.
Right.
He's a sensitive dude because he makes sensitive art.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I also love the fact that he mix masters and does all his own shit, and he
like, you know how amazing that is, like to actually have the willing to like, I want to mix this and master this, like,
and to the confidence that it's good enough, and like it clearly is.
It clearly is,
and to me it highlights how many people do that. Like there is a lot of people who do that and probably don't. And like we give all this credit to people who send their shit off and pay a bunch of money to do it. And it's like, why don't you think about the people that like are just doing this shit all themselves, like DIYing it? Like that's more impressive to me.
Yeah, that's
like,
impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah, so I'm very impressed by that dude. But yeah.
He's dope.
Okay, so you're excited for the release party? I'm gonna try to make it, man. That's gonna be great. So above all music, this is your. So what's going on with this? Explain this.
Okay, above all music is something I came up with in high school.
Okay,
you know
so it's like your
that's
label
my team.
type, your team.
Yeah, that's my team. The label. We got DJs. We got clothes designers. You know what I mean? All this is in the mix. We got photography, videography.
Nice. That's kind of like what we're trying to do with Passion Park, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like, it's just like
but Passion Park is dope. Hey, let me shout out Passion Park real quick.
Thank you.
Because I actually I wasn't big on social media. Like posting stuff was very difficult. It's very still difficult for me. But I started doing the hashtag thing. You researching about hashtag, and I come across Passion Park. Y'all are dope.
Hey man,
make great music.
Thank you.
And to the crowd that y'all, it's amazing. It's amazing. Y'all amazing.
Thank you so much. That means a lot, dude. And thank you for reaching out. Like I'm so glad that you did. Like because I just feel like it lined. And then I got to listen to your music. It's also like not only did we're gonna get a good interview out of this, but I got to discover your music and shit. So I'm glad about that. And with that being said, like what is your have you performed a lot in your career so far? Or?
Yeah, I performed a lot, but I'm in the south side of Chicago. Like people really don't support each other. Not really like we go to these shows and like we pay these people X, Y, and Z for a slot, and then like you know what I mean, it's 80 artists on stage and they paid X, Y, and Z. Like what are we, but how is it benefiting us? You know what I mean? And the only people that's there to watch us perform is the other artists that's performing. You know what I mean?
I honestly think there's a value in going through that because I did that for years, man. I did the showcase stuff for years and like. How else are you gonna get booked when you don't have that many fans when you're just starting? It's just kind of hard. I don't know. I get the market. I get it. But I had to like graduate from that too, just because I don't think there's like you said, not enough value in yourself. It's almost more valuable for you to do a show in front of like 8 people who just care about your music.
Just care about it.
And who are listening and paying attention.
Yeah, right. And they just like man, but you know what I mean. But it made great practice.
Yeah, no, absolutely, practice. Dude. I am so big on like getting on stage as much as you can in the beginning.
Right.
Just getting that shit. You got to get that shit out of the way. And,
you got to get the shit.
You got to create your stage persona. And
exactly.
all that. But you know what I ended up doing? So I was doing a bunch of those showcases. I did I don't know if you ever heard of Afton, like those. Like have you ever heard of that?
No.
So it's the same type shit, but whatever. They do pay out the artists, but very shittily. Not to I don't want to talk. I get on stage with them sometimes, but I also don't love the way they handled everything. But long story short, what I would do though is like after doing a couple shows, if I get some fans draw, I would just go right to the venue right then. Just skip them and just go right to the manager at the venue and be like, if you're interested, like let's email or whatever. And then I would just get booked at that venue and then done with the showcase. So that was how I started actually for getting venues and it dude, it's so much better. And you'll be surprised as to how many smaller bars that do live shows would take you if you can fucking sell 20 tickets or some shit because they want to make the money at the bar.
Right.
So it's interesting, but But it's valuable to go through that shit.
Yeah, it's valuable,
Yeah.
very valuable. Like I appreciate it. Like you know how they say like the journey is better than the ride.
Yeah.
Like I look back on all that stuff and like I see where I came.
Mhm.
Like, but we gotta remember to enjoy those moments. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Even though you tend to like, man, this shit sucks. You know what I mean? Like, but you gotta enjoy those moments. Cause that's what makes the great music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what makes the great music.
Dude, you're so right. I have to do that to myself all the time. I got this tattooed on me that says "zoom out" just because I had to like do that. Like,
Right,
just
right.
be like, all right, should like enjoy these. I got a song on my new album called "War Stories," and it's supposed to just be like it's about like the shittiest, like just all the stories. You know? Right. So there's a lot of value to that. So you're absolutely right. But I mean, dude, you're young and you're already thinking about that. Like that's a wise, wise way to think there. So you were talking about you went through some health issues that kind of like. So did you put music on hold for a little bit?
Yeah,
like,
I had to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to really get myself together.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the first time. I think it was the first time when I built my studio in my house that I wasn't in the studio for like months.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was like a month and a half where I didn't go in there at all. Not even listen to a beat.
Really?
That was different. You know what I mean? But I
was
had
it on purpose? You're like, I'm just not going in there.
I just wasn't feeling it. Like it wasn't writer's block because I'm a poet. Because you know I can write words down.
You just force yourself to write.
Yeah, you know I can force myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can force myself to write, but it was just like, you know what I mean? I just wasn't feeling it. And then to make matters worse, like I didn't have a job. You know what I mean? So like from like
that probably goes right into the
you know from like the beginning of May to like the middle of April of last year, I had zero income.
Oh my god,
$0.
And what that does to your psyche as a man.
Exactly,
like,
exactly. As a man, like man, what am I
I
doing? Like you know what I mean? Yeah, but like from the beginning of May to the middle of April, I was jobless. I was just bummed. Like, you know what I mean?
And so you like just didn't feel creative at all during that time?
I didn't feel and I just like, it was a time, like, you know, you had that moment, like, let's just say I went through like a strikeout and I embarrassed myself. I embarrassed my brother. I embarrassed my best friend. I embarrassed my girl. You know what I mean? And it was just like, oh, this is really happening. It's really coming down on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But you took that and you took that and used it for good. And,
exactly.
And
that's trial by fire. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. It's important. I mean, like you said, those stories are what's important. I mean, that's like, if you want to have something to talk about in your music, I mean, and something for people to like learn from and experiences. I mean, like you take everything that happens. I mean, everybody's shit is their shit. Whatever shit you're going through, your shit is your shit.
Exactly.
So I mean, you talk about the shit you go through, it's gonna touch somebody else.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my mom. Excuse me. My mom always told me that was your truth is definitely more likely gonna touch somebody than like just a general thing.
Exactly.
Like, so.
Exactly. Yeah, that's dope. I'm gonna actually write that down. That's dope.
Yeah.
Your truth is likely to touch somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
anything.
Your
that's
truth
dope.
is probably truer than like any story you could think of that isn't yours.
Dope.
Like,
that's dope.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you sharing that because I mean I know how that kind of those kind of times can be. And my dad actually one of my records, my music video is called For You, was to my dad because my dad suffers from depression. Yeah. It's an ongoing thing. So it's a topic that I try to like
How you ever tell you how you deal with it?
Nah, man, it's weird. It's one of those like we never really talk about type things. I mean now like I'm older and it's more like how you doing today, like how you feeling, like keep your head up type shit. But it's not like I don't know. We're like my family's weird. We don't talk that emotionally sometimes. Like we do a little bit like, but the guys, it's me, my dad, my brother. We don't really. I mean it's like everything's like a joke. So it definitely is harder to touch on. But like, but I mean there's like alcohol issues that go into that stuff. And like. It's so funny, like, as a kid, I was, like, kind of naive. I just never knew. I just, like, whatever. You don't think about it. It's like, oh, he's going to a meeting or whatever. You don't think about what that shit is. But these things are really important. You're supposed to talk about these things. And
especially, like, in the African-American community. Where they don't really, like, mental illness is not a thing. You know what I mean? Like, but it's real. Like, my anxiety is real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember, like, during that time, like, when, I had got back in the studio. And we going to the show, one of these showcases. It was actually at this lounge that's actually close by. Okay. So, and I had a panic attack on the car. Really? Like, man, I'm pulling over. Like, I'm like, I need some water. Like, I'm Googling, like, heart attacks. And I'm driving, and I get scared to drive. Out of nowhere, I get scared to drive. Like, I kid you not, I'm behind the wheel, and I'm scared. Like cars flying by me and I'm thinking they hitting me.
Oh my god.
So I pull over to the gas station and me and my girlfriend, we switch seats. She's driving, drinking water, but I still feel like anxious. I'm anxious. Like something's wrong. Something wrong with me.
What does that feel like when you're breathing? Are you breathing like really heavily?
Yes, heavily. And like your heart is beating rapidly. And I'm just scared. And I go there and then my brother and my sister come to the show and I actually performed. But I went in the bathroom, I put water on my face, and I still performed after that. You know what I mean? And
Have you had a lot of those?
Not to that point.
No.
Like I have I go through like sleep paralysis sometimes.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah,
what is that? What exactly is that? Is that when you like can't get up or like?
Right, and you telling yourself to get up, but
man,
you
that seems
nobody it's like you forcing yourself to lift your eyes up, and it won't.
Oh my
It's
god,
terrifying,
dude.
man. Yeah,
And you've had that
I had that a lot actually.
Oh my god, that sounds.
And my mom go through it. My mom suffers from anxiety.
Really?
You know what I mean? And my mom go through it. Like I remember it was times like you walk in the room and like, good night, ma, I love you. She jump up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like my mom suffers from it too.
I've heard. I can't imagine what it's actually like, but I've heard people talk about panic attacks before, and it just sounds like crazy. Like when they're like, you can't breathe almost. Like,
yeah,
like
man. I was literally Googling like, how do you know when you're having a stroke?
Oh,
like in the car. I was terrified, man.
So did you go to the doctor for this stuff?
No.
No.
And I think it's bad, but I just don't want to get put on the medication.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. This is what I was gonna ask next. That's why I asked you that.
Yeah.
Was, because so if you're not, so you're actively trying not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dealing with it. Like,
can I ask? Do you smoke? Do you smoke weed?
No.
Okay, so that's because I was curious because sometimes that can be people get paranoid off of that, so like that can be.
No, I don't smoke.
That can sometimes I've heard. I heard this really interesting podcast the other day where they're talking about. I do smoke weed.
Right.
But I'm cool with it either way. But I heard this podcast and they're talking about how some people it triggers like things like panic attacks, and it can trigger it can trigger like psychosis if you have the wrong like genetic makeup or something like that. So like that's crazy to me. That's why I ask. But so how are you feeling nowadays? Have you had anything like that like of recent?
Recently, I had sort of one like I'm kind of learning how to like jump out the sleep paralysis thing, but my girl going to school to be a pharmacist, so as I was having a nightmare, she's checking my heart rate.
Oh shit!
She on her Apple Watch and she wakes me up like,
and
I'm like, what you doing? She was like, your heart was beating super fast. But then I told her like, I was having a bad dream. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So do you do anything like I don't know, anything to like try to get yourself out of that? Like, do you have like a breathing technique? Do you like try to like what do you do to get out of it?
Man, if like I really don't have no technique, and I should. Like I actually like be on YouTube finding ways to find peace in that. But usually when I have it, I stay up all night.
For real?
Yeah. And go to work in the morning.
Oh my god. So hold on, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back talking about the same stuff. What's up, everybody? I'm back. This is a really brief commercial to tell you about the fact that The David Lopez Show, this podcast that you are currently listening to, is now available via Spotify. So somewhat recently, Spotify added podcasts to their streaming platform, so it's not just music anymore. We were unable to get our podcasts up there as quickly as I would have liked, as now the flyers and some of the posters that I have printed out say SoundCloud, Apple, and YouTube. And while the podcast is available on all those platforms, including the Google Podcast app as well, it's also available via Spotify. Spotify is a huge streaming source for a lot of people. A lot of people listen to it, so it's very important for us to get the show up there. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting. Please subscribe on any platform that you listen to. Like, share, tell a friend, and keep supporting The David Lopez Show, and enjoy the rest of today's episode. And we're back for a really long podcast commercial break. You never know how long we're gone for. So back to talking about we're talking about I don't know, techniques to get out of this kind of stuff. So what I'm curious about is I recently, I've been really bad at it lately, but I had tried to start short meditating type things, just breathing exercises, just calm you down and shit like that. So that's why I was asking about the breathing stuff. I didn't know if there's anything that you somebody's giving you advice to that's how you get out of a panic attack or some shit.
I actually doing this interview process before the album drop. It's my first time actually saying it. Most of my family don't even know. Just my mom, my girlfriend, and my brother.
Thanks for sharing. Man.
And you know what's funny though? Oh, I wish I still had the text to show you, but we can show it when we done. Look, what's crazy is I'm a huge Bears fan, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about diehard Bears fan.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that kick, right?
Yeah.
I'm on a bus. Like, I seen it, but I had to rush back to the bus, to get on the bus, right? So after that kick happened, I noticed my brother called me 4 times, right? And then he was like, "You okay, dude?" Like, I'm like, "I'm fine." Like, I'm not finna go in
That's a real Bears fan, baby.
Yeah.
Talking about,
He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight."
He knows your dedication.
Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." But I think he was worried just a little bit. Like, but I told him I'm straight.
That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
you must be a pretty hardcore fan. Like,
yeah, I'm crazy.
I'm pretty aggressive with it too, but I will say, I guarantee you, there were some people who got in some fights and were in some outbursts after that night.
Yeah, for sure.
We had a dude talking shit to us at the bar actually right after that shit happened.
Yeah.
I was like, this motherfucker. Yeah. Speaking of that, at the bar, do you drink? Do you have a drink here and there?
Yeah.
Like, are you a big drinker? Or you just like you'll have a beer here and there?
No, I'm a big drinker.
Yeah. Booze, fucking booze. So I bartend. That's what I've been doing. That's how I've been able to pay bills while making music for all these years. So that's been great for me. So alcohol's a slippery slope. But every time I get in trouble, it's booze. But I've had a bunch of good times.
Yeah, every time I'm in trouble, it's
somewhat booze related. Right? Also, a lot of song content from drinking though.
Trial by Fire.
Yeah.
You know, like I keep relating to that song. It's so personal, and I want people to understand it so much. Like, I want the video to be so dope for it.
You shoot a video for it?
Yeah, because I want to get it out. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I watched the video first. So there's a video for Dark Side and then Nightmares on 64.
Yeah.
And the Dark Side video is dope because it's like super simple. But
Yeah, that's what we was going for.
Yeah, no, I like it. The ports like that is just like looks like it's a good like cinematic.
Yeah.
It looks sweet.
That's dope.
But you're gonna shoot one for
Trial by Fire.
Okay.
Yeah, and because I want it to be like. I really want people to grasp it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's a good it sounds like a closing song too.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
What's the first single was the song in the Uber? Or,
Back of the Uber. Yeah, it's just a fun song. Just,
no, it's cool. And the girl who's on it?
Yeah, Sheena Couture. Shout out to Sheena Couture.
Hey, seriously shout her out because she killed that verse. That verse.
Yeah. Shout out to Sheena Couture. Yeah, you got me on this one, but payback coming soon.
That's a good record too, though. I like it.
Yeah.
So that was like was that the first single?
Nah, that was just something to throw out there to light the fire. You know what I mean? Just to keep the fire lit. You know what I mean? Just something to promote like it's coming before the artist coming. You know what I mean?
So how does your family feel about like you making music and stuff like that? Do they support it?
It's like, oh yeah, I want you to do good, but like, you know, I'm
B type shit.
Nah, it's not even that. It's like it's a difference when people like, oh yeah, I think you dope, like, you know what I mean, but they like don't really believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Big Sean said something like, he said, I don't want fans, I want believers. Like, it's a difference. Like, you know what I mean? When people believe in you, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you gonna go crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it also helps you move forward.
Exactly. Just like if you let my little brother tell it, I'm the best rapper alive. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He be like, man, you gotta go. Like, he believes. Like, you know what I mean? You can tell he believes. Like my brothers, they believe. Like, they own it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I believe if they had like a financial like type of stability, they would be putting so much money into it. Like, that's how much they believe. You know what I mean?
That energy is important.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I think that's something that's similar in a lot of those guys who blow up like quicker. Is like the energy around them is so supportive. It's like so supportive. And to your point earlier when you said about like Chicago and like where you're at, you don't feel like everybody's supportive.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of artists talk about like how they don't feel like that's. I don't know if it's just here or if it's other cities. But I mean, I can only speak to this city.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's 2.7 million people here. That's more people than San Antonio, Texas.
Right.
You know how big Texas is? Chicago is the third largest city. Yeah. I want to give or take, like third, fourth. I think they said Brooklyn surpassed it. But anyway, something like that. But anyway, it's like top 5. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's huge.
It should be. It's a shame that it's only like 4 artists every 6 years. Like that is crazy.
Well, we have so much talent in the city.
It is so much talent though. It is. That's a big thing. It's a lot of talent.
That's what's interesting though. You were saying about all these people and like maybe we only see some of these artists, but there's a lot of artists that are making a living as an artist, but like they're not huge because there's so many fans. Like especially now with especially now with like streaming and stuff. I mean, obviously I know some of the streaming numbers are inflated, but you look at Spotify and there's artists who like we've never heard of who have like millions of streams and shit. And I'm like, honestly, I know you don't get a bunch of money off your streams. Like you literally don't. Like a couple thousand streams, you're gonna get like $6 or something. But But if you get 1 million streams and say you made the beat or some shit, dude, you're still making a fucking good amount of money.
Yeah.
So like, those people must be making decent
money.
Like,
yeah.
Unless all those, because even if the streams are paid for, you're still
got to
getting paid
get
for
money
the record.
back.
So
you still got to get money back.
So it should exponentially make sense. So I kind of understand.
And you know, I didn't know that people can pay like a machine to get streams.
Oh,
I didn't think that was a thing.
I'm confused about how all the Spotify playlist stuff works, because some of them are clearly real, and like you could submit to the Spotify playlist like just a regular Spotify playlist.
Right.
Actually, Spotify's done a great job with their artist page now. I don't know if did you claim your artist page on Spotify yet?
I should, but I did it on iTunes and Apple. Yeah,
that's good. You got to do it on Spotify though, because then when you release stuff, they just added this thing. When you release stuff, if you give it a little time, they'll put it through their algorithms for their playlists.
Yeah.
And if it fits, they'll add it to one of their own playlists, and those are real listens. Those are completely real.
That's dope.
I have a friend who was on this podcast actually, Rob Risze.
Okay.
He was on an episode. Rob Shepard is also his name. But anyways, he was on an episode. He just released a song. Super talented artist. And a couple thousand streams here and there. Yeah. And then Spotify picked up his song, put it on his podcast, or put it on their playlist, and now it's at like 50K. It's kind of just blowing like.
Yeah.
And it's just all natural, dude. He literally.
Congratulations.
Yeah, dude, Rob. Congratulations. He's the fucking man.
Yeah.
He woke up and he woke up and he was so genuinely just surprised and happy, like, what the fuck?
Right.
So I mean, that shit can happen, like, but then again, there is also like you can pay people to put it on their playlist, and I don't know if they're real. Like, I don't know what's real and what's not.
Exactly.
No fucking idea.
Exactly.
I don't know how any of that shit works.
Man, it's crazy. It's a crazy world, man.
Because I guess you could have something on like like if you went to a web page. I think there's something like you can go to a page and then it'll just automatically play the song, and they must have like a robot just automatically going to the page or something like that. Like, how else would you do it? I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Because if you don't have people physically clicking it, how else do you do it? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm confused either. I guess if you just I don't know. But if you were making like a bunch of money on it, and that's all you're doing every day, you could do it. Yeah. I could just run my Spotify shit all day and just like get paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
You know, it's crazy that J. Cole put that on the national spotlight. I was not hearing about that until that verse. It's crazy.
Yeah, he does talk about that. Who else? Russ talks about it too.
Yeah.
He's like, he said how many playing for their streams, right? Cole's like, how many playing for their streams? Yeah.
Getting their views from machines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just says that. Yeah. I love that he did that last night. He was like 21.
Yeah. That was dope.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I mean, it was crazy. I tweeted about it. Like, so he would have been 11 when he came over or something like that. So
he didn't have no control of.
No, he had no control.
Exactly.
He went to high school here and like in Atlanta and grew up in Atlanta. And from everybody else's perspective, he basically is very Atlanta.
Right.
I think if you go through high school, those are your formative years. You are basically from there. I understand he wasn't born there. I get it. But,
I mean, born there and from there is different.
Totally.
Because Ye was born in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's right.
You feel what I'm saying? So we don't nobody say
Ludacris was born in Illinois.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, but you're from
totally. No, I think all the jokes were.
I think it was more so. This is what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to say about it, because I don't be on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, like, you know how like who went off when they went off on Demi Lovato?
Yeah.
So unjustly. It was so unjustly.
Boosie, right?
Boosie, and I think Wale said something too. But I think it was so unjustly because we know we're not laughing at the fact that he got took for ISIS. We're more so couldn't believe that he's actually from
Right.
That's what it was. Like we wasn't like who laughs about stuff like that? No. It was more funny that like damn, like he actually grew like from there. You know what I mean?
Right. And no, I
think that was wrongly adjusted, and for them to bring up her addiction and everything, like all she said was the memes was funny. Nobody laughed at the fact that he got took it off.
And actually the good point you put is that she didn't actually post one of the memes.
And she never posted it. I think that was unjustly.
Yeah.
Like
I tend to agree. I mean, and it's like even if she shouldn't have said that, and I what that doesn't deem that like she like.
What they gotta do, like you calling her a fiend, like she got her own stuff to deal with.
Yeah,
I understand.
I
you know
agree.
what I mean? She like, you know what I mean? But like I just felt like they attacked her for like laughing at the fact that he got arrested by ICE when she wasn't doing that. Yeah. We all was laughing at the point like, dang, he's from UK or you know what I mean?
I honestly think that if there's any percentage of memes out there that acts. it would be like less than 5% of the memes out there that
Right.
actually were laughing at the fact that he's in jail.
Exactly.
He's in jail.
Nobody ever.
I don't think
like,
anybody's intention was that.
No. That's
And-
what I'm saying. That's why I think it was unjustly for them to come at her like that.
Well,
the
there
way she
are a
did.
lot of shitty people out there who have shitty intentions and
Yeah.
think like that. I think for the most part,
I wasn't getting that. I wasn't getting that. Like, I just think they did her wrong. You know what I mean? Like, to bring up addiction,
and she
call
went
her
back
a
to- she went back to
crackhead.
rehab.
Yeah.
That's the report, is that she was turning herself back into rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of it had to do with this.
See,
She was still
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying because I know she wasn't laughing like he got a family to feed. That's not right. That nobody was laughing at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if their argument is that she wasn't empathetic towards him, well then they weren't empathetic towards thinking about her when they responded either.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it's like you
There's two
don't
ways.
respond with that. Like I don't. Yeah.
Right, not with that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You could ask like, yeah, I don't even think because. Again, I don't think that people were laughing at. I will hope. Let's say I hope. You never know people, but I don't think people were laughing at the fact that he was arrested.
I don't think they were either.
It was just more funny that he was from like, you know what I mean?
And the benefit, I give the benefit of the doubt to most people, and most people making those memes anyways too.
Right.
But I will also say that we are in such a culture that you capitalize on that situation right away.
Right
So
away.
it's like,
And that's why it was so many. It was so many. That
So
happens
many.
all the time.
Yeah, of course. That's like where the meme craze. Who can get the fastest joke out? It's
Right.
crazy.
And which one can blow up?
Yeah.
Get the most retweets. Yeah, it's
Do
crazy.
people get paid off memes? I wonder. Is that possible?
I don't know.
Well, I guess you get paid off of like social media posts.
Yeah.
Which is great. Well, have you ever heard of the page The Fat Jewish?
No.
There's a couple like funny pages on Instagram that have got called out for stealing people's jokes because they just repost the memes and they don't give them credit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they'd be like pages getting called out. I think guys are like famous. This was like an author, like he wrote a book and shit. Like,
Yeah.
you get famous off social media.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a real job nowadays. Insta models and shit. Isn't it crazy?
They call them social media influencers.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that? That's a job. It's a title.
Ridiculous.
It's a title. I'm an artist. No, I'm a social media influencer.
I get paid.
Oh, that's what they called Famous Los at the celebrity game. You know who Famous Los is?
Yeah.
He was at the celebrity game.
And what they call him?
I think it said social media influencer.
Oh my god.
I'm almost positive it did say that. I think so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's getting paid for it though.
Oh yeah, he's doing well. He's a funny guy.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
funny,
like I saw he has a song out. Wait, did you know that? Do you follow basketball like? Pretty
Yeah,
good?
a little bit.
Do you know Marvin Bagley?
Yeah.
He played at Duke. Now he's on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Kings. Do you know who he makes music to?
No, I
He
didn't.
raps. I
Is
just
he
found
good?
this out on Twitter yesterday.
He's good.
I only heard it like a snippet, and he sounded like these. Like he could flow. Like you know what I mean? Not like.
Best rapper in the NBA.
Well, I mean, so Dame is pretty decent.
Yeah, Dame.
Dame's good. Lonzo Ball's not that terrible.
He's not that bad.
He's not bad. But then this Marvin Bagley sounded decent.
Yeah.
But he has a song with Famous Los.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? I was so confused by everything.
Yeah.
It's, that was he won the MVP in the celebrity
Yeah, I
game.
seen it.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve it.
I didn't watch any of the
He
games.
didn't deserve it. Quavo scored like 27.
Did he?
Yeah.
I wanted Brad Williams, the short comedian.
Yeah, I wanted him to win too. That's bad. I want him to win too.
He's
Like,
hilarious though.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a funny guy, man. So actually, speaking of like podcasts, are you in any podcasts? Like, do you listen to any?
No, but above all, it's looking to do something like this soon.
Yeah.
We're just trying to find a space for it and for people to get serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, you got part of the war, like on like progression, is like you got to get your team to progress with you.
Of course.
You got to get them to see it. You got to get them to drive. That's part of the struggle.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, I definitely recognize that one of my flaws can be not being the best at working with other people. Is because my mind is moving so fast.
Right,
Sometimes
exactly.
I just want to like actually, to be honest, I started making music with one of my close friends,
Mm-hmm.
and like we were gonna do music together, and I
Right.
was almost very quickly ended up just becoming solo because I was like, I can't, I'm like working too fast. I'm waiting for verses.
Exactly.
I can't do it. So I totally feel you. I mean, you have to learn how to work with people, but at the same time, it's like you gotta get the people who are working at your pace and working with you, and it's just that's a hard thing, man.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So I just was asking about the podcast stuff because obviously I'm into this shit.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
Yeah, thanks.
It's dope.
Thanks. It's an excuse to talk to people.
Yeah.
And how often do you ever have a conversation with somebody for an hour without having your phone out or something?
Exactly.
So
Especially nowadays, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So and it's so fun. Like I went to my friend's show last week, and I mean, like I don't get recognized out. I'm not big or anything like that, but like you know, occasionally somebody will be like, oh, you know, whatever. But at this show, a couple people recognized me from the podcast because they were like, oh, you interviewed him or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah, that's dope.
I'm like, hey man, whatever it takes.
Right, that's dope. That's dope though.
Yeah, like if that's what it takes, you know, and maybe you don't even know that I'm a musician too, but like eventually, hopefully,
you will know. Yeah,
figure that. So I kind of just figure content.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, soon as this, so, you know, you have to get that first shot off. Yeah. When you see it go in, you know, you keep dropping.
Well, bro, dude, I'm very impressed with the fact that it's your first body of work. You got to keep it going.
Yeah.
Are you working on new music right now?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Never New Friends, the EP.
Oh, really? You already have that announced?
Yeah, I'm announcing it because I want this to be dropped like.
Never New Friends? What is it called?
Never New Friends.
Never New Friends.
KNEW, like.
Oh, okay.
Never New Friends, yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So how that came about is before the art coming soon, February 20th. Let me get that out the way. Yeah. So how that came about is, you know, I binge watched Friends on Netflix. Amazing show, by the way. so and then like you know like
that's hilarious, but I love it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have like little skits from Friends, you know, and it's called Never New Friends. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
I like it. When did you have the album? When did you have Before the Art finalized?
Oh man, what was it? A month ago.
Okay, so like, cause this always happens to me too, and I'm curious you know, if this happened to you. Like as soon as that album was done and it's turned in or whatever, like I'm like immediately onto new music.
Yeah. You got to.
Because you were so focused on this one body of project.
And it's just like, I'm free, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a release.
Free. Yeah. Like it's like, okay, now I have open creativity. Yes. That's what it is. Let me get my openness back. Yes. Like, that's
especially,
what it was.
Especially when, I mean, you're working on an album, especially in the early stages, it's kind of open and you're like trying to find the
yeah.
And then once you're closing it up in those last couple months or whatever, it's like very narrowed in. Like, you know what it is.
Exactly. You know, and then with artists like us, when you want to get that, the mood out, I want to say, like, you want to get the point across.
Right.
And you don't want to swear away from it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to swear away from the point. So, you know what I mean? So, that's what that was. Like,
yeah, and then it feels like it just opens back up and you can be like, I can create whatever.
Right. Like, I could just do it. And then I could just put it together. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That's what's dope about it. That's why I'm so excited to announce Never New Friends, because I got that creative leash off me. You know what I mean? Now that before the artist capped off, I got that leash off me, and I could just I feel good. Awesome. It feel good.
Before the art, it sounds really cohesive. Like the production sounds like it really goes together.
Yeah.
Who do you have somebody that handles a lot of the production for you, or do you work with a lot of different?
You talking about engineering or just producers?
No, like the producers. Like,
I work with a lot of different. I wanna meet new producers though.
But you use it's like a lot of different.
There's a lot of different people. Yeah, like I think the one I use the most, which is actually he's actually dope. I want to meet him in person, but his name YSM Beats.
Okay.
He actually did like 3 tracks on that. He did.
Nice.
He did the other side, and he did what's the other one? Not Before the Art, not the intro, but he did other side, and he did.
Let's see.
What was it?
FaceTime, Nightmare on 64th, Way In.
The Way In. He did the Way In, and
Feel Love.
And Feel Love. Yep.
I just guessed it.
Yep, he actually dope. Like, like Feel Love is one of my favorite tracks. Like, my favorite tracks be swaying so much. Like, I like Finish Line so much. You know what I mean?
It's good that you have several favorite tracks.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
Like Finish
you
Line.
Like your own work, man. That's good. Are you gonna perform at the party on Wednesday?
No.
No, you're just gonna listen.
No, just gonna listen.
That's good though. Like, it's a chill thing. Like.
Yeah, but I'm actually looking to headline my own show.
Yeah, man. If you
April,
you need some help with finding places, we can.
Oh, that's dope. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
so I'm definitely gonna hit you up.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. I would totally. I'm gearing up probably to drop my album next month. So
yes, sir. Name of it?
So Much More 2. So it's the follow.
So Much More 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's the follow. So I did for that album, I did a web series. So I was trying to do something different. So I did a web series because I act too, and I do some other stuff. So I did a web series that went with it, and that's great. And I want to do another web series that goes with the second album. It just takes a lot of time to do that. So I probably have to get the album out first and then work on that shit. Because that shit just takes forever. But yeah, and I just always constantly make more work for myself.
Right.
Like, why am I like?
You got to keep it moving, though. You got to keep it.
It's important. And the quote I try to live by, like I heard it, but it almost doesn't make sense, but it does. It's that busy people get more stuff done.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't even understand how it makes sense, but it
my girlfriend stays busy.
Yeah, and
you know when she's not doing nothing, she gets anxiety.
Yeah.
yeah, she's a nerd.
Yeah, see, like my lady's kind of the same way. But I mean, I feel like it. Yeah, it's hard for me to stop too. Like I feel better when I'm like doing stuff.
Yeah, and that's like yeah. That's her in a nutshell. Like she if it's nothing to do, she want to find something to do. Like I don't understand it.
Just chill.
Just relax.
Chill.
Just relax.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. I don't know if there's can I ask? We don't have to get too personal, but how long have you been in a relationship? Or?
8 years.
Yeah,
yes,
dude,
sir.
you're on my page, bro. Yeah. Me too. We've been together for about 8 years. We're getting married this summer, so.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so it's it's crazy. Well,
that's dope.
I've found that at least in my music career, now that I'm getting older, I'm like, it's cool that she kind of knew me before.
Yeah, it's dope because then like when you at them shows, you don't know what's real no more. Like, why are you talking to me?
That and just like to have a perspective, like just like grounded, like you knew, like I don't know, it's cool.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, like I had people that like new people from like I have like several jobs, and one of my jobs like a bunch of people came to my show this weekend, and I think it's always interesting when like these people didn't know me before. Like I was an athlete my whole life basically,
exactly.
And then I became an artist like later on in my life. So I understand that most of the people that knew me as just like a basketball player are like this is weird or whatever.
Exactly.
But the people now that meet me just know me as an artist.
That's dope.
It's weird though. You know it is. It's great.
Right.
But I think about it now because I'm like, man, they come here and they're like they only see this side of me, and then I look at my old friends and I'm like, I wish you guys saw that. Like,
right,
you know,
yeah, I see. I feel you on that, 100%.
I don't know. It's interesting, I guess.
I feel you on that.
Well, do you feel good about this? How do you feel? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Okay. So my first interview, we didn't get to this. Okay, before the art, the meaning.
Let's talk about that. I
got a lot of people texting me and asking me what's the meaning of before the art. How you come up with the name? Okay, so it's basically I get at it on FaceTime and going into dark side. Like it's about it's really like means two things. Okay, before the art, like okay, before like just pre everything. This is what I'm going through, and then it's also about like before the art, like actually before the music. It's a lot of people out here that's trying to make sense out the music, and they just need to let the music make sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just be for the art. Stop making music for this. Like we talked about earlier. Just make it for yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just make music. So just be for the art. You know what I mean?
You got to live a life worth writing for.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's
that's
also
so interesting. So it's before the art and before the art. Yeah. That's great.
And it's also about like seeing the bigger picture. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to see what's on the surface. Like it's a bigger picture to all of this. Like just like to throw it out there, not to get too, you know what I mean, to it. Like
no, let's do it.
Jason Van Dyke, he doing 3 to 6 years for murder. You know what I mean? Like my little cousin is on 8-year bid for unarmed robbery.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unarmed robbery. You know what I mean? Like he been in jail. Like I haven't met my cousin as an adult yet. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? And then when he come out, you know what I mean? Like for 8 years, you know what I mean? All he been wanting to do is eat when he want, or go outside when he wants. Yeah. Can you imagine him now that he's a felon? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
He goes to McDonald's and they tell him, "Oh, you can't go on lunch yet." Can you imagine that? I'm free. You know what I mean? I'm out so I can eat whenever I want to. It's gonna be tough.
And how this world is transitioning and how fast
can you imagine? It's gonna be tough for him.
You know how different the world is even from 8 years ago from today. You know how different the world is.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, yeah, man. I'm sorry that your family has to deal with that.
Yeah. So it's just like I just want to let people know it's a bigger picture. Like it's so much more. Like they like it's a saying that Big Sean said like they putting us on wanted posters and we was too young to even see the big picture. Like, you know what I mean? Like we was just too young to even understand that it's more out there. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of places I haven't been yet. I'm 24 years old. This world is huge. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that I haven't done yet. You know what I mean?
Let's hope this music can help take you.
Hopefully, man. Let's pray.
Yeah, you got a lot of. At 24, dude, that's a good start, man.
Yeah,
you're young and you got your first project out. Like, you can definitely travel, and that's important that you want to talk about those things and have those things out there. I mean, yeah, dude. Obviously Chicago. There's so much we could talk about.
It's
with the dirtiness and things that have happened. But I mean, that's a great perspective. I mean, even telling from your own family story, like people like, you can't explain like it doesn't line up. People,
Yeah,
you can't
it don't. It's like it's not a line. Like you know what I mean? It's just crazy. Like, but it's also on our community to see that big picture. Like, do y'all realize? Y'all see this? Yeah, 3 to 6 years for murder. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. 2nd degree murder. You know what I mean?
But it's important for the people who are on the other side of it to hear your perspective.
Exactly.
For like, look, my cousin wasn't even armed. Like this,
unarmed.
And
you know
look,
what I mean?
It just rationally doesn't line up.
But I'm not saying that it's not against the law.
Of course.
That's not what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, he's really doing more time than somebody who murdered a teenager in the streets.
It's kind and like. Of course, you're not saying. I don't think anybody thinks. I mean, I don't know about anybody. I definitely don't think you're saying that it's not wrong.
Right.
But it just doesn't. It just doesn't. Like literally, just it's almost like looking at stats, like reading stats for a basketball game or something like that. You're like, that doesn't. They just don't go together.
It doesn't make sense. It don't make sense.
It doesn't. So it doesn't. I totally understand, and that conversation has been obviously is in the air.
Exactly.
And actually, there was this is in the news now because he just got his ass whooped in jail.
Yeah,
and then his wife was.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
The irony is crazy.
Of course. I read somebody's tweet who was like, "Dude, your husband shot a kid 16 times. Fucking relax.
Right. Like all he got is a black eye, and you talking about you don't want to bury your. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's.
The irony is ridiculous.
Empathy is the key to it all, man. If everybody has to be more empathetic about things, and like that's just
I just want everybody like to see the bigger picture, like just even let's look at the small frame. Okay, the small frame. We got government politicians that's in jail in Chicago. Right. Like y'all realize how bad that is. Like
County, baby.
I don't think there's any other city who has locked up more mayor or politicians officials
I
ever.
would like to know that stat, but I would probably bet that you're right.
That's crazy. Right. Like they selling seats and selling CDL. Like, did you remember that daily scam?
Blagojevich, right? And then Blagojevich he's still in jail, I think.
Yeah. Like, do y'all realize that? Like they wiping out, like they are really in there, like they the real gangsters. You know what I mean?
No, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Like we got government officials that's in prison right now.
Well, and there's a reason. There's a lot of good art that comes out of the city.
Exactly. There's a lot of shit to talk about. Yeah. So but just I encourage y'all to see the bigger picture, and when y'all listen to Before the Art, just really listen and try to grasp the bigger picture.
So my initial thought, I'll just give you, like, I was actually going to ask, I'm actually glad you brought that up because I forgot I should have wrote it down. I was going to ask you what it meant because my first thought was, oh, maybe he's going to try to take me on what it was like before he was an artist, like a little road. We'll see what this is like. That was just my first thought, and then I was like, we'll see what.
So you halfway right.
Yeah,
you halfway right.
Oh, I like that there's several layered meanings.
Yeah, it's several layered meanings. Yeah. So you halfway right. Before the Art, so my journey before. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then it's also like trying to get people to grasp that bigger picture. That's like more so on FaceTime. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you know what I mean? I got Trial by Fire. You know what I mean? That's my going through a stage, and that's the end. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's dope, man.
Well, dude, man, I'm definitely supportive. I will promote anything on the podcast anytime you need me to. If you got a show coming up, I'll put it in the ad in the beginning.
Okay, that's dope.
No worries at all. Yeah. I'm gonna. So I don't want to keep it too much longer. I gotta get going to do some things here soon. Okay. But is there anything else you want to add about like promoting stuff or anything? I know this Wednesday's the event.
Okay. Yeah. This is just come out, support February 20th.
I'm gonna post that. You have a flyer.
Yeah, I got a flyer.
I'm post a flyer right here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So February 20th the event, 8 to 11. Come listen to some good music.
And spell out your social media and where they can find the album.
Okay. You actually can find the album everywhere. Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music. You can follow me on Instagram at Rize _The Rebel. It's RISZE. RISZE. That's how you spell my Rize. _The Rebel. So it's RISZE _THEREBEL. Rize the Rebel. Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah. Wait, can we ask actually while we're doing this? Why'd you get the name, or where the name?
How I got the name? Okay. I don't want to get them no props because they're trying to take it. You know what I mean? But actually, I was watching a commercial. Okay. For a shoe commercial, and I can't tell y'all what shoe.
Okay.
I can't tell y'all what shoe.
You got the inspiration.
Yeah, I got the inspiration from it. Yeah, and it's also like rise, just like because I came from a lot. You know what I mean? So.
Rise out the fire.
Try by fire. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, dude, I am 100% on board. I'm on board with the movement you got going here.
Appreciate
I'm gonna
it.
try to make it out Wednesday.
Okay.
And we should talk about events and anything like that.
Okay.
I'll collab on some music, man.
Oh, yeah, that's
I got
dope.
Some beats. I'll make some beats too.
Okay, yeah, send me something over, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Thank you so much for coming through.
Man, thanks for having me. Before the art, February 20th, everybody listen.
Before the art, don't miss it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for supporting. Shout out Rize the Rebel. Make sure you check them out. Holla.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of The David Lopez Show. Thank you to Rize the Rebel for coming through and for having a great chat with me. Really appreciated that. I'm going to try to keep up with you as much as I can. So keep progressing, my man. Really appreciate the work you do. Make sure you check everything out that we got going on at www.thedavidlopez.com, www.passionparkent.com. And then follow us on social media. You'll find links to all that on those websites, but it's at _David Lopez or at Passion Park ENT. We've got events, new music, new videos, all sorts of new stuff coming. And we are constantly trying to make content and make some dope shit that you can enjoy. So thank you so much for supporting. Stay tuned for another episode coming real soon. And one love, my peoples.